Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP, but in this video, I'm going to talk about tokenization and projects that Ripple's getting tied in with, because it all comes back to XRP in the end. You got to understand that Ripple's becoming very well-rounded right now, and everything's building out at a much faster pace than it was just a few years ago. But tokenizing assets has always been an essential part of the XRP ledger appeal, and it's clearly a part of Ripple's plans. With this increase in adoption, there's a growing need for tokenization, the use of digital tokens to represent ownership of any type of asset, physical or not, on a blockchain. Tokenization is transforming how people buy, sell, track, and manage assets. We'll talk more about those assets in this video. Ripple is evolving. We're expanding from a cross-border payments network to a platform providing tokenized services that will bring crypto capabilities to enterprise and prepare them for a future where crypto is front and center. That's why everything that you see happening around Ripple is so important. They're laying the groundwork, and along the way, they're going to tie XRP into all of this and the XRP ledger as well. But what about BlackRock? This is why I believe BlackRock came into crypto to begin with. Take a listen.
It wasn't a ledger that was open to the world. It was a closed ledger.
Right.
It was not distributed. So the whole foundation of what crypto is, it's supposed to be a distributed ledger that is across the system. I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, well, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem. You don't need
You take notice, he talks about tokenization. He also talks about utility. And you remember when BlackRock first got into crypto and the Bitcoin maxis were all up in arms? BlackRock loves Bitcoin. They're going to turn Bitcoin mining green. And then later we found out that all BlackRock really cared about back then was utility, and they even mentioned specific cryptocurrencies such as XLM, XRP, XDC. But why is it so important to talk about tokenization, and why are all these networks getting involved with it? You see XDC, XLM, Algo, IOTA, XRPs all tied in with tokenization because it's going to grow over time, and it's going to grow very fast, as you see here in this chart. And it's something that I always said it's going to play in a very important role, and people are really overlooking it. Everybody's talking about payments around XRP, but what about the tokenization? Then there's this. So this talks about Liquidity Hub, and it also talks about how tokenization is going to change the landscape. Take a listen.
I think the biggest bridge is in the way in which you source and manage liquidity. So the trading space, it's you're trying to understand the prices of different assets. You're trying to kind of enact some strategy on behalf of an outcome that you have. You're trying to manage risk effectively. All those elements are important for using crypto as a store of value and a transfer value mechanism. And so, like, explicitly, that means for this Liquidity Hub product, for our on-demand liquidity product, we build a crypto trading engine, we have market data, we have connectivity, we have order management systems, smart routing system, risk management system. So very much the same things that I was building and being part of in the HFT days apply here. I think what's exciting and kind of the draw to the industry that's different in that regard is this kind of instant settlement and the counterparty-free nature of crypto. Because suddenly, kind of some of the constraints you had in trading, where you have to pre-fund your venue, there's clearing and settlement that add costs and risks, rightfully there to protect yourself, but like it's just there's inefficiencies. As we kind of can make those things more streamlined, quicker, and kind of less risky, the agility and speed with which you can move and deliver value is just crazy.
And tokenization will play a part in that, because as you're trying to speed up processes and provide that on-demand liquidity, you have to have value at the same time coming from somewhere. That's why tokenization is so important. Close to 400 companies, including Ripple, hand-signed the climate pledge. Ripple regularly works in partnership with respected climate players such as Energy WebX. Now, when you look at the climate, right, I know everybody hates it because I really criticize it on this channel in my Great Reset videos. But you got to understand why Ripple is out there investing in this. Why is XLM investing in this? Why are all these blockchain companies signing these climate pledges? Because they know carbon credits are going to be very expensive in the future. It's going to be a multi-trillion-dollar market. That's why everyone's getting involved. To help meet its climate goals, Ripple will also invest in new functionality and developer tools that allow the tokenization of carbon credits as non-fungible tokens, or NFTs. And again, that's part of the deal. And it's one of those things that will grow so fast that everybody who's not in it is going to regret not being in it. Us as a retail investor, we invest in a cryptocurrency, XRP, which is going to be tied to carbon credits in the future, tied to tokenization in the future. Everything's going to run on the XRP ledger. It's the same as if you were investing in XDC or HBAR. HBAR is very big around carbon credits as well, because they see the value there. It's not that Ripple is an evil company. They just know where the money is, and they're tapping into it. That's what I see happening. Anthony Welfare from Ripple on the future of money, tokenizing the future of innovation with CBDCs. And again, why do you think they're getting tied in with CBDCs? Because that's where the money's going to be. It's going to be moving in between them in the future. But let's go back to tokenization. So you could look at real estate, which will be tokenized in the future. Carbon credits tokenized in the future. Then you look at the entertainment industry and other industries that are out there that can also be tokenized, such as content. You have musicians that could tokenize their music. You have artists that make paintings, and they could tokenize those paintings in the future. We are going to be doing the same thing with everything we own of value in the future, because you're going to be making a digital copy of everything. And that's why these companies are going in so hard on all of this right now. And anybody who's not invested is going to be left behind. That's why it's important to invest in utility, real world use case, because it all comes together. Any crypto that's well-rounded would be tied to all of this as well. And the banking system is dying. We're going to get a new system very soon. And everybody knows it's coming, even people outside of crypto. But I thought I would share this with you. My bank emailed me to say that my deposits are safe, secure, and FDIC insured. This is my response. That's a lie. Let's be honest. My deposits in your bank are a liability. Fiat USD is worthless. The FDIC will only cover 1% of depositors. They know the banks are crashing. They released a video of their special meeting last October and how they will handle the coming collapse. If you're reading this, you should be looking for another job. The banking system will be changed very soon. You won't hear this from your boss. It's a big club and we're not in it, right? Tell me more about the quantum financial system, Basel IV, and the new wealth centers rolling out. Some people just know what's coming. Other people know it's coming, but they ignore it or they stay blinded to it. Other people, they just don't know what's going to happen from day to day because they're going on with their everyday routine without a clue. But if you know, you need to proceed accordingly. You have to plan for what's coming because it's going to happen very quick and it's going to be a very, very big event. The future of central bank digital currencies. Now, we always knew that Ripple was going big with CBDCs because they're a money mover. But you got to look beyond that. And you look at the other cryptocurrency companies that are also going big on CBDCs. Why? Because that's the money. Always pay attention to the money when you invest. You could go and invest in a meme coin that's absolutely worthless, has no use case, no utility. And sure, you might make a lot of money quick, or you might lose a lot of money quick at the same time. But when you invest in utility and use case, pretty much all you have to do then is sit back, be patient, and get rich. XRP is not just for ODL. It has other use cases as well. More the reason to hold while adoption. ODL, open market to settle across cross borders. But once tokenization of an asset's done on the XRP ledger, mainly debt, then the price has to be stable at a very high level. And that's what I've been saying along the way. It cannot be sitting at a low price. And people that are still believing in market cap and previous cycle need to wake up, because you could take it from Brad right here talking about flipping the switch.
Clear framework for crypto, but has an active innovation sandbox overseen by their national regulator, the FCA, and regularly interacts with industry for future regulation. That conversation is helping the UK be a leader in the market. We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. In fact, 3 out of 5 of our highest transacting customers in 2020 have now upgraded to ODL to leverage the benefits of XRP-powered payment.
You see what I mean? He already was explaining it all the way back in 2021 because he already knew that flip of the switch moment would happen at some point in the future. But it's not ready yet. And you know it's not quite ready yet when you still see things being talked about around tokenization, because I think that's going to be part of this also. XRP has to be at a high stable value. It has to move value. It has to have value behind it. Whether it's, backed by gold in the future or not, it still has to be at a high stable price. All countries in the world. Quantum financial system. Now, this is the list of banks that are switching over to the new quantum financial system. And a lot of banks have already done it, but we're not all the way there. That's why the flip of the switch moment hasn't happened. Ripple's still out there laying the pipework for XRP and that on-demand liquidity at the same time. Nobody can give you a specific date that that's going to happen. I mean, we could watch the events play out up until it happens and maybe get a grasp at some point on how close we actually are. But when you see banks failing all the time and you see people leaving the banks all the time, that's when you know we are almost there. Because I still think that emergency situation has to happen. I still think we're going to see cyber attacks at some point, some big, massive black swan event also, because it's believable. 2 years ago, I would have said, no, I'm not seeing this. I don't think this is going to happen. But as you start looking at the world a lot differently and you start really taking a look at what's going on and the chaos in the world, something big is on the horizon. I mean, a major, major event. And that flip of the switch moment, it's going to be a major event for XRP holders. Sure, we're going to get rich off of this. But look at the people outside of crypto. It's going to be a major event to them as well. All of a sudden, you're going to have people living on the universal basic monthly income. You're also going to have people that are all of a sudden out of a job like that overnight, because as something new rolls out, the old has to fall apart. It has to be replaced. And I think that's what we're seeing with the banks. I think a consolidation phase is going on now. What will come next will lead into something much bigger, and so on. until everything is out there with the new financial system up and running and us living a totally different life than what we're living right now. But again, nobody could give you a date or a time, but you got to pay attention along the way. And you could see the facts and you can see the myth. And it's not hard because the facts are in all the headlines. The myth is usually something someone's making up on crypto Twitter on a daily basis. Like I just seen today, the government announced a buyback on XRP. I cannot even believe people are still talking about that. Our government is not going to buy back our XRP. It doesn't make sense at all because every other government would be buying back XRP at the same time from customers that hold XRP all throughout the world. But there is some facts out there. You just got to see what they are. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.